All right. Good morning. It is August 2nd, Saturday. MLB trade deadline is just wrapped up. The Mets lose shitty game that they almost come back from. The Yankees lose an even shittier game in which all their new bullpen arms
Yeah.
uh kind of blow it. Um so let's hear it, Mike. Trade deadline just happened. Yankees get Doval, Bednar. Who else did they get? They got Austin Slater, Ryan McMahon, and Jose Caballero. Is that the full cap?
Yeah. Um,
What do we
the
think?
the movie out right now is the Fantastic Four. So they're trying to give the nickname to the four bullpen guys, the Fantastic Four. I don't know if he'll stick. But basically we have four closers. Like, right, we have the Giants closer, Pirates
Pirates
closer,
closer.
Weaver, we got
Brewer,
Williams.
Brewers old closer,
Yeah,
and then
I
Weaver,
mean,
who's not really a closer, but
he closed last year and he did a
yeah,
good
he
job.
was good last year too.
Like on 15 major league ball teams, he would be a closer.
Yeah.
It's just so funny because like it's just the same old thing in my head. I go, yeah, you can be and it's me being a Yankees fan, which is a little arrogant, but then it's not even arrogant. It's almost like dread, where yeah, you can be a closer on the Pirates. Can you close as a Yankee? And for some reason, last night was a perfect example. I mean, if you watch that game, every single guy we added ruined the game. So, you know,
Did McMahon mess up at all? I know Caballero let the ball go by him, and Doval and Bednar just shit the bed. But like, I feel like McMahon's been solid for you guys. Honestly, he's
yeah.
been a
No,
good
he
pickup.
he has, but he didn't. Yeah, he's been fine. But yeah, I mean, that game was bizarre. It's a long season. What I
Yeah,
think the trade deadline is, we just almost every team seemed to just get bullpen guys. Like
yeah.
bullpen, bullpen, bullpen. It's just a bullpen league at this point. At the end of the day, I still think you need starting pitching. I do. So really, it's gonna come down to four guys. It's gonna come down to Rondon, Freed, and
Deal.
Heel. Those three guys, they'll need in the playoffs to go 5 or 6 innings, four earned or less, which
Yeah.
I don't even think that's that much to ask.
That's pretty reasonable, honestly. I thought you were gonna say like 2 to 3 runs because I feel
No,
like
no.
every team that you're gonna run up against though is gonna have the same thing where they need their starter to go 5 or 6 innings, 3 runs or less, and then just hand it over to the bullpen.
Yeah,
And
you just can't go like Rondon. Just he can't go in the second inning allowing 7 runs. Like, no, man, you got to go 5 to 6 innings, 3 to 4 earned. And then, it's going to come down to situational hitting and errors, which we all know my theory on that. And Judge, if he
uh,
comes back, if he's fully healthy, he needs to bat in a playoff series 280.
reasonable.
Since he's batting 350, you think that would be all of these things are just, I feel like I'm being reasonable.
It's like
Um,
Groundhog's Day. We just keep we just keep
yeah,
saying what the Yankees need to do. We'll see.
we'll see. That's it. I don't want to go another rant. I went on a rant last week. I think the trade deadline went well. I
Yeah,
think
I thought the Yankees did a good job, honestly.
yeah,
They didn't really give up a lot either. They kept Jones, they kept Lombard. They got rid of that catcher. That was probably their biggest prospect they traded, but that's fine. You got to give up something to get pieces. So
yeah. On a funny note, I just always think it's funny no matter what situation it is when the teams are playing each other and the player has to say goodbye to his teammates, walk across the field and be welcomed by new teammates.
nah,
Like that to me is just so bizarre. I don't think that would happen in any other sport.
because they have days off in between. Usually, baseball's like every single day.
Like there's no way uh Paul George would be playing for the 76ers and in the middle of the game get traded to the Lakers and he would walk and put on a Lakers jersey and start playing. Like that would be so weird. Like
Yeah.
Mika Parsons on the Cowboys in the middle of the game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars would not be like, all right, jog across the field and put on a Jaguars jersey and then go after Dak Prescott. Like, can you imagine that?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be weird. I'd be like, whoa, and then you try to kill them. So
We had that a couple of times, right? The Yankees with Caballero, where he's in the dugout and he was like, "All
Yeah.
right, time to go across the field." And then I
Yeah.
think, what was it, Sir Anthony Dominguez in the doubleheader, like
Yeah.
in between the doubleheader games, he just like went across to the other clubhouse.
It's almost like you're playing a pickup game and one team, I mean, it's not like this, but just for fun. Like you play like one or two games and one team just keeps winning. So you're like, all right, you want to switch up the teams? And it's like, yeah, let's switch, Bobby for Alex. And it's like, all right. And then they just like that's how simple it is.
Yeah,
All right, now it's Bill, Alex, and Mike versus Bobby, Ryan, and uh
Lewis.
yeah. Okay, whatever. Now let's see if this is closer. Like
Yeah,
it's just funny. So yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all I got. The Yanks. Good.
yeah,
We got bullpen arms. Listen, we got three starters. I wish we had Cole. We have three starters who I think are good, above average. We have the hitting. Stanton's on fire. Volpe is on fire.
yeah.
Leads.
Yeah, we're just an error a game and a home run a game at this point.
Yeah, I made a comment in the group chat. It's worth looking up. I thought it was funny. Um, maybe I wrote it in the other one. What is he like? I'll edit this out. Volpe is doing an error a game and a home run a game. I forgot. But yeah. Oh, he's Jameis Winston.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's Jameis Winston.
His 40-40 or 30-30 season
30
third
30 season,
touchdown. Yeah.
5,000 yards. It's like, what the hell is going on? So yeah. How'd the Mets do?
I liked it. I think based on our previous pod, I think they hit on almost all the exact needs that I was hoping that they would address. They got Helsley from the Cardinals, pumps 100 with a nice slider. He's their closer, so we took their closer from them. And then we got Ty or I always get them confused because they're brothers. I know we got one of the Rogers brothers, the one who throws submarine. Um I just I love the look of the guy coming from 6 o'clock, scraping his knuckles across the ground, throwing a pitch. So I think they hit on both of those there. The returns were kind of I thought were a little much, but I think they had to clear some space on the 40 man, so they traded Blade Tidwell and Drew Gilbert. And I saw somewhere that if they didn't have him on the 40 man roster by yesterday, August 1st, that they would be up for the Rule 5 draft. So it was either we get rid of these guys or we're going to lose them in the offseason anyway. So I think that's kind of why they did what they did with the Rodgers trade. And then Helsley, I think we gave up like our number 8 prospect, and some minor league arms from like A ball or something. So I like both of those. And then we traded for Mullins as well from the Orioles.
Yep.
We gave up a guy who throws 104 miles per hour, which is fucking crazy.
That is
But
crazy.
I think
Maybe
it's nice.
no control.
What's up?
Maybe he just has no control.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. But I don't know. I guess the Orioles were pitcher hungry. Like that's their biggest flaw. So I'm sure they wanted a guy who maybe can do well, but improved in the outfield. We have Tyrone Taylor who's hitting like 189 on the season or something like that. I don't know the exact stats, but he's hitting below 200. So plays Gold Glove defense. But we need a guy who can drive in some runs at the bottom of the order, and I think that's what Mullins will do for us. He did make his debut last night. Popped out in the bottom of the ninth inning, which sucked. Um, Tough loss. They were down 3-0, and then they were getting no hit for like 6 innings. They come back and make it 3-3, and then they lost in the 10th. The guy that we picked up in fantasy, Randy Rodriguez, hammers down the save, throwing 100 miles an hour.
Did he?
Um,
Nice. Oh, first the Mets. I
yeah,
saw
versus the Mets, of course.
I
Yeah,
saw
I
that.
knew that. I knew he was gonna be their closer though. Like Doval leaves, Rogers leaves. Like he's a beast. He should have been probably their closer anyway.
You're a
Um,
half game. I'm just looking it up. You're a half game back.
Yeah, what are we second in the wild card behind like the Cubs or the Brewers? They've been flipping and flopping in the NL Central.
You're yeah, you're second place.
Yeah, so
The
that would be who we
Cubbies,
play.
Cubbies, Mets, Padres.
Yeah, I
Uh,
do not want to play the Padres in the off season or in the postseason.
you would be playing the Padres right now.
No, we'd be playing the other wild card
Are you
team.
playing the Cubs?
Yeah, and
The
then the
Padres
Padres would
playing
play probably the Phillies. I don't know who that's the third best.
I don't know. The
Yeah,
Yankees are 3.5 back. So that would have been a big game last night. It would have been 2.5 back. Um, I don't know. Some of the Blue Jays, they always choke. So
Yeah. Well, I think you guys would rather play almost any other team in the postseason than the Red Sox. I feel like that's something about the Red Sox. They're gonna come out with some hate in their heart and try and beat the Yanks. So
manager just he knows how to beat us.
yeah.
He's since Houston's the Red Sox, and it's like we got nothing to lose. I hate when teams say that. We got nothing to lose. We have no pressure. We have
Yeah.
no pressure because we weren't even supposed to be here.
With them though, it's kind of true. Like they have a bunch of
We got rid
rookies
of
and
Devers, so our young players are just getting experience. That's what they say. Hey, we're just gambling. We're just the same old fucking sayings. We're
house money.
we're gambling with house money. Oh, you fucking asshole! Like fuckface.
I thought the Mets and the Phillies was kind of funny though. Like the Mets get Rogers, and then right after the Phillies get Duran, who's a beast, and then the Mets get Helsley to answer back, and then the Phillies get Bader, center fielder, and then the Mets get Mullins. So like they're kind of just trading trade for trade, which I thought was funny. It's like an arms race. We gotta both improve at the same exact positions.
I'd like to see. We saw it briefly, like a fictional version in Moneyball. I'd like to see a Hard Knocks for MLB trade deadline.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be cool. Like you get a team. It doesn't have to be like a high end team, but just a team in contention.
Yeah,
See the process of the calls, like how like Moneyball you saw, but obviously that's scripted. Um, like the
Brad
Padres
Pitt.
gave up the third overall prospect in baseball. Like that's a big fucking move. Does the GM have to call like the owner of the team and be like, hey, we're gonna do this, or is it totally up to him?
Yeah.
Are there like is it a war room with like an NFL draft where there's a bunch of scouts, or is it just this one guy just wheeling and dealing like a madman? It'd be interesting to see.
I feel like the Padres just like don't give a fuck about giving anybody up though. Like they did the thing with Soto where they gave up like Wood, Abrams, and Gore, and then this time they gave up the number three prospect for two pitchers. Like they're just like we want to win. Like we don't care what it's gonna take.
Yeah, but
Um,
like it's one thing if you say we want to win and you're in first place in all of baseball, like the Cubs a few years ago when they went all in 2016,
nah,
they had the best team in baseball. Like,
nah.
and then they won. Like the Rams, they went all in because they had the best. They had Aaron Donald, like Cooper Cup, Ramsey. Like it depends. Like, you can be all in, but you have to have the best team in baseball.
The Padres might now.
Are they?
Their bullpen is like unbelievable. They have the best bullpen ERA, and they added a closer who throws like 102 miles an hour to go with their other closer who throws 101 miles an hour. Like,
Well, we'll see.
yeah, I don't know. They played the Mets this past weekend and they smacked us, and like I was like, this is the team that I do not want to see in the postseason. I'd rather play the Dodgers, I think, at this point than the Padres, just based on the pitching.
Dodgers have so much confidence.
I know, but their pitching is just, I
At
don't
the end
know.
of the day, though, that Dodgers 1, 2, and 3, Otani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman, they're
Yeah,
such champions.
there
And
they are.
if it's in the eighth and ninth inning, we'll see. But I guarantee you, Game 5 and a best out of three, and that Padres bullpen is going to go against those hitters. They're going to get on base.
Well, that's what happened last year too. Weren't the Padres up 2-1 in the NLDS last year, and the Dodgers came back and beat them in both games.
Yeah, because they're just some people just have it factors.
Yeah,
People elevate their game. Like Julian Edelman is a very average wide receiver, but in the playoffs he becomes like a Hall of Famer.
no,
And I feel like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Otani not only are Hall of Famers, but then they elevate their game. So
yeah, they have a good lineup besides them too with
yeah,
Muncy, Will Smith, Teoscar.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I always sleep on like last year. I even started to sleep on them a little bit going into playing them, and then they just destroyed the Mets like what 4 out of the 6 games.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just every year they're just a good. We talked
Yeah.
about this already. They're just a really good organization. Look, they're in first place by 3 games. No
Yeah.
one's talking about them.
I know. They're just going under the radar. Well, they've had a tough like past month. I think they were on a stretch where they lost like 10 of 12 or something like that, but it's just baseball season, ups and downs.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought this trade deadline was fun though. I think it was like one of the craziest ones I've seen. It seemed like every team like pushed their chips in the middle, like we want to win this year.
Well, I feel
I
like
think
half the league was like, we're not in it, so let's trade everyone. And then the
yeah,
other half the league's like, we are in it. Let's go for it. And
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, like there were some teams that kind of surprised me. Like the Red Sox are right on the edge, and I feel like they really didn't do much. They added like Dustin May, and then on the other side, the Braves, who are like, you know, maybe like fourth worst in the NL, they didn't trade anybody. They actually added some pieces, which was weird. Um, but yeah, just
The Braves, the
fun
Braves,
deadline.
the Braves keep their prospects.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to trade like Ozuna or a guy who's like, one of the guys whose contracts are expiring on their team just to get something for them, like Sale even.
Yeah.
But stand pat and go play for next year, I guess.
Yep. All right, we're in transition. We had two. There was a Hall of Fame game. Football is back, even if it was preseason.
So we
Uh,
got our wires crossed on this one. I think we should just preface that. Mike prompted which Hall of Famer are you choosing who got inducted, and I went the baseball route.
yeah.
I thought
Well,
it was kind of a layup though, I guess, with baseball, but then he was talking about football, so
I was talking about football. That's my mistake, but we can do. We're going to do both. So,
yeah, we can do both.
2025, there was an NFL Hall of Fame and a baseball Hall of Fame. Do you want to start with baseball? Because I think it's easy.
Yeah, baseball is easy, and
So,
that's
yeah, the question is, if you could get one of these players who got inducted at age, whenever they started their careers, and they're on the Mets for their entire career, who would you choose? It was Ichiro, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner, Dave Parker, and Dick Allen.
yeah, like you said, this was a layup, and I guess that's kind of why it wasn't even a talking point. I picked Ichiro. I was just looking at his stats. So he played like 27 seasons between the Japan League and the MLB team, MLB. 3,500 games over those seasons, 311 average in the MLB, 509 stolen bases, 3,000 plus hits, most hits in a single season, MVP, Rookie of the Year, 10-time Gold Glove, two-time batting title. Just what a legend.
He had a year where he had, I don't know if you just said this, he had 262 hits.
Yeah, all-time record for the MLB for hits in a season.
He
Um,
batted 372.
yeah, guy's just a baller. He could do it all. I know he
Came in
didn't.
seventh in MVP. What was going on in 2004?
Yeah. That must have been juiced up baseball, right? That
It
was like
must
the end
be.
of the Bonds stuff.
Vladdy
Mark
won. Vladdy batted
Glad you won.
227, 237, 39 home runs, 126 RBIs.
He had 237 and won it over Ichiro.
Or three, sorry, 337.
Oh, okay.
337.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm looking at these numbers. Yeah, I mean, look at these RBIs. I'm just going to do RB. I'm not going to say the players, but RBIs 126, 121, 130, 139, 150. Miguel Tejada had 150 RBIs and he finished fifth in MVP voting.
He was juicing though.
And he batted 311.
Yeah.
God, baseball was awesome back then.
He was definitely juiced though. I'm pretty sure he was one of the guys on like the Balco reports or whatever, Miguel Tejada.
Yeah.
But yeah, layup. It's Ichiro. I think, I don't know. CC was good. Bulldog out of the Bulldog. He'd throw you, 7 innings of shutout ball and 3 days of rest repeatedly. He was great.
You know,
Billy Wagner, former Met,
if
throw
the
it
only
100,
way,
100.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't know. All the guys that got in definitely deserved it this year, but Ichiro it should have been unanimous. I think he even mentioned the one voter who didn't vote for him in his speech, which was funny. Sorry, go ahead.
A weird baseball tradition. Uh, the only way you pick CC is if you're on a team and you just need you need a piece instead of a player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you were I mean, nah, even then, I feel like every
If you're
team.
like the '09 Yankees where you just need another pitcher.
Yeah, like the '09 Yankees didn't need Ichiro.
No,
We had our top of our lineup was uh, Damon Jeter, but like having Ichiro in there instead of Damon would be
no, be unfair.
it'd be unfair then to share then A-Rod, then Posada, then Cano. But I love CC Sabathia. Yankee. I'm gonna say great because he just, he wasn't as dominant as some people like Justin Verlander or Kershaw, but goddamn, was he reliable. Like
No,
he's not getting hurt. He's going out there every day. When he might have been the greatest pitcher I've ever seen on a stretch when he was on the Brewers. Like in
Yeah.
'08. I mean, he was like the most electrifying player in all of baseball in 2008. And he was pitching like every third day to get the Brewers into the playoffs. And he like single-handedly, I've never seen a pitcher just like single-handedly will their team to a playoff berth.
They caught the Mets that year. I remember that. I remember this guy going out there every fucking third day and
Every fucking third day. And it was like, whoa, this fucking guy. And then we signed him and just did what he was supposed to do. He like 19 win. You could book in 19, 20 wins for this guy every single year. And then he actually won his Cy Young in Cleveland. So he had a really long career. I think he's one of three lefties who had 3,000 strikeouts. Um, so I love CC Sabathia. Uh, but you have to take Ichiro because not only is he going to get 250 hits, he's also going to play Gold Glove and he's also a lefty. So, and he can also steal 50 bases. So, I mean, he's like a
yeah.
perfect ball player.
He's not quite a five tool because he doesn't have the power, but he's about, I think if he would have sacrificed some of his average for power, he probably could have done that too. What's up?
He's just how valuable would that guy be batting 350 at the top of your lineup?
Yeah, just on base every time, and then every like half the time he gets on first, he's gonna steal second or something. Maybe a third or fourth of the time, even something like that. But still,
Like if you could put Ichiro in the Mets lineup right now, you'd have, that'd be ridiculous.
yeah, I would love that. That's what we're missing, honestly, is a guy who could do that for us.
The Ichiro, Lindor,
And
Soto,
then, yeah,
be nice.
be nice. We need
Um, this happens every week, this stupid cough. Uh, Hall of Fame for football players. So I think it kind of depends on what you value in a position, but these guys you got Eric Allen, cornerback, Jared Allen, defensive end, Antonio Gates, tight end, and Sterling Sharpe, wide receiver, who was dominant. His career got cut short. I was looking up his numbers. He played for the Packers. Out of that Hall of Fame group, which one would you pick? On the Jets right now, they're rookies, and you get to keep them their whole career.
no quarterback in this, so I think this is actually a tougher question. I picked Jared Allen though.
Okay.
Uh, he averaged 10 sacks a season, or not average, I guess. He had over 10 sacks a season for like the middle of his career. Just number 69 off the edge. He's gonna come around and then do the little lasso after he gets you. That's my pick. I think he's a dog, and he was always fun to watch. I always enjoyed him growing up. So
I'm going to pick someone that might surprise you. I'm going to pick Antonio Gates.
yeah, okay. I
Because
like him.
when if you have a tight end and there's only like two or three in the league at a time, if you have a tight end that the linebacker can't cover because he's too slow, and then the corner can't cover because he's too small, it's a fucking problem. Like
Yeah,
Travis Kelsey, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, like, and now maybe Brock Bowers is going to be that guy. Like, if you really look at the past, now the quarterbacks help, right? But if you really look at the past 10 to 15 years of the NFL, the teams, I mean, Gronkowski and Travis Kelsey have like seven of those Super Bowls. Like having a
so,
tight end like that is, I wouldn't mind it because it's just a mismatch nightmare. And Antonio Gates can, from my memory, could block a little bit. He was just so dominant.
yeah. He's just like the ultimate red zone target. Like you just send him into the end zone, turn his back on the defensive back, and he could just get up and get the ball over anybody. I think he's a or a college basketball guy, right? Originally, I'm pretty sure he played college basketball for a while, so he's just like a natural rebounder, and that's what they had him do basically on the football field.
Yeah, I mean, at one
I like
point
that pick.
he had 79 receptions, 1,100 yards, eight touchdowns. He's fucking dominant, man. He had over 900 yards, 6 years in a row. Uh, yeah, I mean,
Over security blanket.
and he played with LT, so that team kind of actually ran the ball more than they threw it.
No,
I think in today's NFL, he might have like at that 900 level mark, he probably have over 1,000 just every single year. Uh,
no.
I don't know. I love having a big old tight end. Like my worst nightmare is Evan Ingram. I hate. Evan Ingram. Like my worst nightmare is a Kyle Pitts. Like you can't block at all. So if you can't block a single down, you're not a tight end. You're a wide receiver.
Yeah,
Um,
where they're forced to line up on the inside.
yeah, it makes no sense because they don't have the speed to like beat that corner. So
Yeah,
I don't know. They're not, Evan Ingram is I hate Evan Ingram. Um, yeah, give me that big old tight end. Um, and then probably Jared Allen would be second because defensive end's just huge.
yeah. What team is Evan Engram on this year?
I mean, the last time I checked, it was the Jaguars, right?
I think he went somewhere. Did he go to the Broncos?
He's 30, Denver Broncos.
No. Good for Alex.
Yeah, good
He's
luck.
gonna love him.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Don't catch like two passes a year. We're gonna do NFL predictions, but before we do that, I just wanted to make a comment. And we can talk about Mika Parsons real fast too if you want. But so we're switching to NFL talk.
No.
Cam Ward is being praised right now, and it's good for him. It is good for him that he shows up every day at 5 a.m. and he's the last one there. And it's like everyone's just, if I'm being crude, everyone's just sucking his dick right now about it. And you're a multimillionaire.
Yep.
It shouldn't be praised for being the first one in, last one out. It should, if you gave me $5 million a year, Bobby, I would live there. Like I would not do anything. I would be like, who cares if I show up at 5 a.m., leave at
Yeah.
2 p.m. Why are NFL, NBA, MLB players like, why aren't they all doing this?
I feel like probably a lot of them are, but you hear the stories about the old like, first round picks that just don't give a shit. And I think, they want to praise a guy who goes in and does what he's supposed to do. You got the Jamarcus Russell story where
Yeah.
what was it? Was it him or Manziel where they like gave him a playbook and it was just like blank or something, or like they gave him tapes that were blank.
I think it was Russell. But
Yeah, they
yeah,
just completely tricked him and then he just like fell for it. He's like, "Yeah, I watched it." And they're like, "We didn't there was nothing on this tape." Like, what
yeah,
would you watch?
there was nothing on the tape. Yeah, I guess if you're going to compare it to those guys, then yeah, we should praise him. But I don't know. It kind of bothered me how much ESPN was just bragging about this, this kid showing up at 5 a.m. every day. And it's like, you guys are making millions of dollars,
No.
millions of dollars. If my job turned around and gave me $3 million a year, I would never leave. Like not saying I'm not working hard. It's just like, do these people comprehend this? I don't know. It just rubbed me the
Well,
wrong way.
it's pretty much guaranteed for him that he's gonna make the money. So like if he didn't want to put in the effort, he didn't have like he wouldn't have to. He's doing what he's supposed to do, but like at the same time, he doesn't have to do it. Like he could just say, "All right, I got $25 million from the NFL. I can just relax now, show up at 9 a.m.,
Albert
leave at
Hainsworth.
5." What's up?
Albert Hainsworth.
Yeah, exactly.
Albert
Like
Hainsworth, for the younger crowd, was playing for the Titans. He was the best defensive tackle in football. And he signed with the Washington Redskins.
yeah.
And he got $100 million, which was the first time ever a defensive player got $100 million and proceeded to literally give up.
Would he gain like 50 pounds over the offseason or something like
Just
that? Like
didn't. He gave up. I forgot how much guaranteed he got, but he just decided he was done playing football. He got the money, and he couldn't even pass like a very, very basic physical examination. Like he
yeah.
couldn't even like run around the cones. And there was that famous play where he gets knocked down in the field and he just lays there the whole play.
Yeah.
And the quarterback's like running back and forth, and he finally goes out of bounds, and Albert Hansler is just laying there. It was probably the biggest robbery in all of sports. Albert Hainsworth. Yeah. Wonder how
He's not doing that though, He's showing up. He's showing up at 5 a.m., so we got to praise him.
they should sued him.
They should have sued
They
him.
should have sued Albert Hainsworth. Um, Mika
Dan,
Parsons,
Dan
what?
Snyder deserves that shit though.
Yeah, he was horrible.
Yeah.
How dare he try to get the best defensive tackle in football?
Yeah, but Dan Snyder's a scumbag, so whatever. Whatever. Karma.
Oh man. Mika Parsons, Cowboys, ESPN obviously isn't shutting their mouths about it. We're gonna give 30 seconds.
Of course.
You think he gets traded?
I think so, actually.
I don't think so.
I think someone's gonna offer the Cowboys 2 first-round picks. It's gonna be like the Falcons, the Cardinals, the Texans, something like that, and they'll just be like, all right, fine, like let's get this headache off the team.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think they should do it. It'll probably honestly ruin their chances of having a good year, but I don't know. I think that their time has come between both of them. And he's gonna go on.
You just can't pay that many people. You can't.
Yeah.
Dak's not a lot
They
of these
gave Dak
top end,
a bag.
a lot of these top end quarterbacks, including Mahomes, Allen. I'm going to throw in Baker. Like
Lamar.
they're all taking discounts. So Dak's not. Dak's getting paid like 60 million a year. When your quarterback's getting paid 60 million a year, you got to make some sacrifices. And my whole thing, I always say this to Nick and Pat. I'm never trading a first ballot Hall of Famer. You draft to get first ballot Hall of Famers. It doesn't matter the position.
Yeah.
So I don't care. The first round draft pick has, I'd argue, a 50% chance of being a bust. So but Mika Parsons, he probably will be a Hall of Famer. I don't, I don't let that go. I
How,
don't let it go. I don't let a first ballot Hall of Famer leave.
how do they fix it though, other than trading him? It seems like he doesn't want to be there anymore. Like time's run out. He's had enough. What do you do to
Well,
fix that?
I'm not the Eagles GM. I'd probably call the Eagles GM and figure out how to do it. I'd be like, how would you handle it? Just out of curiosity, how would you handle this? Like
Yeah.
that's what I would do. Um, you could
Imagine Jerry calling up
Howie
what is
Rose.
it? Howie Roseman? Is that the Eagles GM?
Yeah, hey, I'm just throwing something out there. If you had no cap space and a Hall of Fame defensive end, how would you keep him?
Yeah.
That's what Jerry Jones should do. Seriously, just do me a just do me a favor on this one, okay?
Hey there, Howie.
Hey there,
Howie.
Howie. I got my son here on the call. We're curious about something. It's like I asked Orlando why he's won 4 out of the past fantasy baseball leagues. I'm like, how are you doing this? He didn't tell me.
I
Because
wouldn't either.
because I'm not telling you. AJ told me he just plays the show for like 4 or 5 hours a day, and that's how
Oh,
he. Yeah, he just plays one. He plays video games for 3 or 4 hours a day, and it's only one video game. He doesn't play anything else. It's just the
I
show.
love the show. I have to play him.
Yeah, he's obsessed with the show, and he like builds teams with the prospects that are in major leagues. He's you know, Jesus man,
Freak.
play some Call of Duty or something. Uh, so yeah, I don't think he gets traded. You could pull, I don't even know how this works, but like Tom Brady, remember, like he got paid like 19 million signing bonus and then high guarantee and then very little against the cap. So, but then Nick was explaining to me that that requires cash on hand for a lot of these owners. I'm imagining Dallas has cash on hand.
You would think.
Dink. So I don't know. But I don't
The,
think it's traded.
the only other big one I think was Terry McLaurin too, right? He wants out of Washington. That's a big one. They're gonna run out Debo Samuel as their wide receiver one this year. That would be a big step back for a
So
team with a quarterback on a rookie contract.
he wants 33. They offered him 27. Um, I think you go to 33. You don't want this quarterback taking a big step back. That's a security blanket.
Yeah,
You don't, it's not like he's asking for 40. He's not asking to be paid more than Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. He's not being unreasonable. He is an elite wide receiver.
pay the man.
Yeah, just pay him. You're on a rookie contract. You're not in a Dak situation. So just pay him. I hope he gets traded. I
Yeah,
hope both of these players get traded. I'm a Giants fan.
yeah.
I hope Parsons goes to like no man's land. I hope he goes to the Titans. And I hope Terry goes to what's an even worse team. I hope he goes to like the Colts. Like, and yeah, just go away. I would love
Yeah.
if these teams were cheap and didn't pay them. Um,
Jets need a wide receiver too. No, we're not we're not trading for Terrier this season, but
oh, the
that'd be a
Jets.
pipe dream. What's
Uh,
up?
would you want to give up a first round pick for that?
No, no.
No, I wouldn't. It's not.
This is a rebuild year for the Jets, honestly, as they've all been. But
This is a two thing question for the Jets. Is Justin Fields a Baker Mayfield
I
type?
don't know.
Just a type, like we can win with this guy,
Yeah,
or are we gonna get a first round draft pick quarterback next year?
they're gonna bridge him to whoever they get in the first round. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards bridge, but who
the
knows? I don't know. Maybe we have an easy schedule. Maybe we'll somehow get to 10 wins and sneak in. I
Giants
don't have that on my predictions, but
Giants schedule is so brutal.
yeah.
Anyway, okay, things might change, injuries might happen, but what we're gonna do is predict NFL standings at the end of the year. Bobby's gonna do AFC, obviously because he's the Jets, and I'm gonna do the NFC. Then we're going to pick our seven playoff teams. We're going to predict the playoffs. We're going to predict the Super Bowl representative, not the winner, because I don't know who Bobby has. And then we'll argue who the winner will be, are both our representatives. You want to go first?
So I figure what we could do is we'll do the East. So like I'll do the AFC East, you could do the NFC East, and then we'll just go
Okay,
division by division based on the location.
sure.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with the AFC East. I have the Bills first seed, not first in the conference, but winning the AFC East, going 12-5. I have them as our 3 seed for the AFC. I have the Patriots going 9-8, barely missing the playoffs as our number 2 team. The Jets 7-10, three, and then I have the Dolphins going 5-12. I
Yeah.
think McDaniel is gonna be fired.
Okay.
I I know that's bold. I think their defense is going to be bad this year, and who knows if Tua is going to stay healthy. So, I think
Okay.
this is going to be their blow up year where they kind of realize they need a reset.
Okay. NFC East, I think the Eagles go 13-4. They got something cooking right now. Feeling confident. I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys go 11-6. Um, I think Parsons stays. Jerry Jones doesn't get rid of star players, and he's a star.
Yep.
Washington takes a little step back. They go 10-7. I don't think they're as talented as people say. I think that Lions team was truly banged up last year, and I mean literally they were missing 19 starters on their defense. They should have lost there, and then the Eagles just freaking annihilated them. So there were a lot of miracle things going on with Washington last year. Like Jalen Hurts got hurt for one of the games, the Hail Mary for a game, like
Yeah.
very weird year. So a little step back. And the Giants, I'm gonna hope they go 4-13. I was looking at that schedule, and it's literally the hardest schedule in the NFL. Um, it's a doozy. So yeah, it's my NFC East.
Okay. I I'm pretty sure when we did our original schedule predictions, you had the Giants winning about 9 to 10 games.
Yeah,
Little
no.
slight revision.
Yeah, I no. I was looking at that, man. It's like when we're done, go look at it. It's a ridiculous schedule.
Yeah.
So I think I'm hoping we go 4-13 and we just don't fire the coaching staff still. Get ourselves another top 10 pick and
If they go 4-13 this year, Dable's gone. There's no way they could justify another losing season with the same coach and keep him around. They probably fired the GM and the coach. At
next.
least I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. I thought they were going to fire him after last season. So I think another devastating season like that, he's cooked. But anyway, we'll move on.
All right.
AFC North, I have the Ravens. The AFC's 1 seed overall, going 14-3.
I like the Ravens too this year.
Yeah, they have a dirty team, just probably the second best roster in the NFL behind the Eagles. Bengals, I have them bouncing back. They're going to go 11-6 this year. They're going to be the number 5 seed in the AFC. The Steelers, 8-9. It's either 9-8 or 8-9. I'm going to go 8-9. And then I have the Browns going 6-11. I think Shador comes in second, maybe even like week like 5 or 6, and they get a few wins under him.
Okay.
They're not going to be as bad, I think, as everyone thinks. They have the defense still. Who knows if they're going to be able to score any points, but I think
Yeah.
they'll be all right.
Um, NFC North, the Pack is back. I'll go Packers, 11-6. Um, they're so consistent my entire life. Like
Yeah.
literally since like 1992. They're just the most well-run organization. I think it's because they don't have an owner.
Yep.
Um, I'll go Lions 11-6. The reason I had the Lions a little lower is I think with those coordinators gone, it's just going to take them a little time to adjust. And then by mid-season, they're too talented. They're gonna be fine. I think the Bears go 8-9. I have the Vikings taking a fall. Bears go 8-9. Actually, gonna change. I think that new head coach comes in and does a good job, and then the Vikings go 5-12. I have absolutely no faith in JJ McCartney. I think he is. I think it was insane that someone drafted him that high. I think it was insane you let go of Sam Darnold after that season. I mean, they should have been the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Uh, you don't have the record they had last year and let go of your quarterback. I don't care, especially off of an ACL tear.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
so
crazy.
Vikings take a big fall.
Damn, throw the damn ball.
Yeah. The Vikings guy is funny.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the AFC South. This is the a brutal division for me. They have a tough schedule. They play the NFC West teams and the AFC West teams, which I think is gonna be tough with all the travel and just the quality of those divisions. So I have the Jaguars winning the division
Okay.
at 9-8.
Wow.
Texans missed the playoffs for the first time in like what, three? No, this would be they've won made it 2 years in a row now with CJ Stroud.
So the Texans won't be playing their first playoff game on a Saturday at 4 p.m.
Yeah, the Jaguars will take their place for the Saturday 4 o'clock game. I have the Texans going 8-9, just missing the playoffs. The Titans going 6-11. Cam Ward is gonna do okay. I think we're gonna think that he's gonna have a promising year next year. This year
Okay.
is kind of just a build upon it year. And then I have the Colts, maybe the first pick in the NFL draft next season with Danny Dimes under center. I have them going 3-14.
Okay. Well, you don't because with this division, I have someone going worse.
Okay.
NFC South, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have a good feeling about Tampa Bay this year. They're going to go 12-5. I think
Wow.
Baker knows what he's doing. He's comfortable. I think their defense is consistent. I think this new wide receiver is going to be a freaking weapon for them. They got the best left tackle in football, Christian Worth. I'm high on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Second place, the Falcons, 9-8. You could maybe throw them up to 10-7 because they're in a weak division, but I'm gonna do 9-8. They're the same. It's I'm not gonna go on a rant here. The Falcons are the Falcons. Draft Kyle Pitts. Uh, Panthers have a better year. I think they go 7-10.
Okay.
I think Bryce Young's not as bad as we perceived.
I agree.
That new coach just is like, hey guys, let's the NFL, honestly, like the difference between like the 3-14 and the 7-10 teams are like one or two plays. And it's
Yeah.
about not giving up at the end of the season. Like, you know, teams just like give up. Like, if you just keep trying and keep doing your best, like you'll steal a win or two at the end of the year. Now that hurts your draft, but it's about the culture of the team. So Panthers have a good culture, I think.
I agree.
Saints have the number one overall draft pick. They're going to go 2-15. They are horrible. I don't even know who their quarterback is.
Yeah. Are they going with Rattler? Or is it that guy like Shaw that they just drafted? I think that's probably their two options.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
Tyler Shaw. Shaw.
Yeah, or Rattler, I guess is the other option.
Yeah, those are the only two people on their roster right now. So
Yeah, that's brutal.
2-15, maybe that coach will surprise me. He's new. They go get themselves Archie Manning. That,
Archie's gonna follow in the steps of Archie.
Mhm.
2 generations removed the Saints starting quarterback.
Yep.
That'd be cool, honestly.
NFC. What? Oh, sorry. Good. That's
AFC West. This is the division I have the most teams making the playoffs. And I really didn't want to put the Broncos in, but I think just with how everything falls into place, they're going to make it. So I have the Chiefs going 13-4. They're going to be the 2 seed, which almost guarantees a lineup of them playing the Bills in the divisional round. I have the Chargers going 11-6. They're going to be my 6 seed in the AFC. I have the Broncos going 10-7. They're gonna barely sneak into the playoffs over the Patriots. I think it was the team that I had right behind them. Um, and I think they do take a step back. It was really hard for me actually to put them in because I thought they got some lucky wins last year, but maybe they'll get better. They have a good coach. And I have the Raiders going 6-11. Genti's gonna show promise. They're still gonna be kind of confused on what they want to do with quarterback. And that's my AFC standings predictions.
what's interesting? It's like every team that is inconsistent over the years, Raiders, Falcons, they draft from the outside in. They get Genty, they get Brock Bowers. It's like that every team that's consistent, like the Packers, like the Lions, like they draft inside out.
Yeah, they get
Like
the line, they get the quarterback.
like the Buccaneers have Vita Vea, Christian Worth. They have the defensive tackle, the left tackle.
No,
Then they build out once the line set. And it's just interesting. Like the Raiders, my entire life, like they can't help themselves. It's like, let's go get a running back. It's like, no,
yeah.
idiot, get the line.
They also had like the worst running back room in the whole NFL last year, though. So I get they want to address a need, but like they still have a lot of other things they got to do.
You can get though the Chargers, the Broncos. They got elite running backs in the late first round, second round.
Yeah,
At Ohio State. Like this guy was at Boise. I could be wrong, but I don't know, man. Like
yeah,
that's a high draft pick. Where did they take him? Sixth?
yeah. So it was top 10.
Nuts. Um, my NFC West. I think the 49ers, just like the Packers, are, they haven't won a Super Bowl, but my God, the past 15 years, I think they've been in like five NFC championship games. Um,
They're gonna figure it out after last year's debacle. You think they're gonna figure it out again?
yeah, they got the stars. CMC's back, Nick Bosa, Brock
Yeah,
Purdy. They got rid of Debo, but I don't think that's going to hurt them.
he sucked.
Yeah, terrible. Rams go 10-7. I don't really know what's going on with Stafford, so this might change. He hasn't thrown one ball in training camp.
Oh, he's got a shoulder issue or something. I haven't heard about that.
No idea. I learned about that the other day. So I don't know what's going on with him. Seattle's going to be a boring good team where you don't want to go play Seattle in Seattle.
Never.
They still might lose in Seattle. I don't like it's going to be a consistent. It's Sam. At the end of the day, it's Sam Darnold. He's going to be running around like a lunatic, like an idiot for most of the time. And then the Cardinals go 4-13. I think the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray are horrible. Whenever that Call of Duty game comes out in mid-October, it all goes downhill. Um, that's another team. You probably shouldn't have signed Kyler Murray. He's running around. He's like 5'8". Does that like he like runs around. He'll make like one cool play a game, but then he'll also like throw the ball away like 10 times.
The ball looks so big in his hands as he's scrambling around.
He looks like an idiot. I'm not a Cardinals fan. I'm not a believer in Kyler Murray.
And
They,
just before we get to the playoffs, so we have the Saints picking first overall, Colts 2, Cardinals 3,
yeah,
and then Miami would be 4.
and then Giants would be 5.
What were the Giants? You had the Giants. No, Giants would be
I had
4,
the
maybe.
Giants 4-13, so they could be the
Okay.
four. They could be a top. They're going to be a top 5 pick.
Okay.
And they like you said, they won't make it, but keep the staff. It's just unlucky that you have a rookie quarterback this year, and this schedule is just ridiculous. Keep the faith. I hate when people draft first round quarterbacks and then they fire their coach after a year. So like they do that all the time. Like Caleb Williams, it just happened to him. Like it's this quarterback. Like I remember like Baker in Cleveland. Baker went through like four head coaches in 4 years. How are you supposed to learn a playbook? How are you supposed to have chemistry? How are you supposed to do anything? Because each
Yeah.
coach is going to bring in a whole new culture and a whole new playbook. Keep the faith. Like I said this when you drafted, they drafted Jackson Dart. Keep the faith. This is if you let this coaching staff stay, it's a 2 year contract because you have to give him 2 years to see what this quarterback's made of.
Yeah, it makes sense. They
It,
give it, yeah. I want to see drafting quarterback of like reset your window when you're a GM or a coach because you gotta. They don't want to draft a guy and then have another coach the next year immediately after.
no,
So,
because then that coach might not believe in what you believe in.
yeah,
He might not like Jackson Dart. He might not like the defense. They're not, I think we're running a 4-3. They might want to run a 3-4. Like everything changes with the coach. It's like just keep the faith. This is a 2 year contract. We're gonna suck this year. We're gonna suck because we still are learning, and then we build. We're building the foundation of a house right now. Daniel Jones fucked us. Signing that contract to Daniel Jones set us back 5 years. And I
yeah.
think the owner forced that. All right.
You need your guy you just drafted to show what's it I can't remember his name right
Abdul
now.
Carter.
You need him to just show that he's a monster too. That's going to be important for this season. Even if they don't win games, you need him to get 10 to 15 sacks.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hear your I'll give my 1 through 7
Yep.
and our my wild card rounds and then you can do the same.
Okay.
So I think I kind of already did it as I was going through each division, but I have the Ravens number 1 seed, Chiefs number 2, Bills number 3, Jaguars number 4, even though they have the worst record. Bengals 5, Chargers 6, Broncos 7. And then just for the wild card round, so I have the Broncos going into Kansas City. Kansas City wins. The Chargers going to cold and snowy Buffalo in early January. Bills win. That's actually going to be a good game, though. I think if that were to happen, like I don't think the Bills would smoke them. I think it would be like 23-21 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I have the Bengals going down to Jacksonville, and I think the Bengals would just destroy them. So that's my. I have the Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals advancing into the divisional round.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I got 1 through 7. I got the Eagles in the 1, Buccaneers in the 2, 49ers in the 3, Packers in the 4, Lions in the 5, and Cowboys in the 6. So Washington doesn't make. Oh, sorry. And Rams. I have the Rams in the 7.
So the big team out is the
Washington.
the Commanders from last year.
Yep.
Any other teams that made the playoffs last year that miss?
I don't know. Vikings.
The Seahawks. This no, the Seahawks didn't make it last year.
Vikings would be another big team out.
Yep.
Um, and then yeah, I don't know. I have to look at last year's, but those are my 7.
So you'd have the Cowboys in over the over the Commanders, and then the 49ers in over the Vikings. Those would be the two main swaps, I guess.
Yeah. And then did the Packers make it last year?
Yeah, I think they did, right?
Yeah.
I don't
The
remember.
wild card is Bucks versus Rams. I think the Bucks win, and I think Matthew Stafford retires. The 49ers, the Cowboys. The 49ers are home. If you think the Cowboys are winning a playoff game, you're out of your mind. And then at that point, I don't know. Did the Cowboys move on from Dak? I feel like the Cowboys are like the Yankees. Like we're just gonna keep doing it year
Yeah.
after year.
Run it back.
Run it back. 49ers prevail, and then Packers versus Lions. It'll be interesting because the Packers will be the home team. I think the Lions got that grit. And I think they're not afraid of Green Bay at all. They weren't, if you weren't afraid of Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers was there, you're definitely not afraid of Green Bay with Jordan Love. So I think the Lions prevail there.
Okay.
Divisional round.
So, in my divisional round, based on my wild card predictions, I have the Bengals, number 5 Bengals, going at the Ravens, number 1 seed.
I'm excited already. Buckle up.
I think the Bengals knock them off. I'm going to take the
Whoa.
Bengals.
Really?
Something about those Ravens when they have to play in the divisional round, they're just.
Really? I thought you were gonna have the Ravens like going to the Super Bowl.
I like an upset there. I don't know why. Divisional playoffs. I think they're gonna beat them like 35-31. It's gonna be like an all-time like classic. Joe
Okay.
Burrow's gonna just show he's like, the top passer in the league type
Yeah.
of game. And then I have the Bills going to Kansas City. I have the Bills winning. Finally, they're gonna get that Chiefs
Carl.
they're gonna get that Chiefs monkey off their back.
Oh man, I hope, right?
That'd be
Let's hope.
And I think these are like the big four, at least three horsemen of the of the AFC with the Ravens, Chiefs,
I
and
think
Bills.
that's
Because
four. I think there are four quarterbacks in this league that are above everyone else, and those four are in there. So that'd be fun.
yeah, it'd be amazing playoffs. But I have the Bengals going to the Bills in the conference championship game, and I will let you get to the divisional before I make my final AFC prediction.
That'd be fun. Divisional round, I got Lions. Oh, the one seed Eagles versus the Lions. And I got the two seed Buccaneers versus the 49ers. I had a really hard time picking Eagles or Lions. Um, I like sat at my computer for like a minute just staring at it. I think the Eagles win. And the reason I think the Eagles win is at the end of the day, and it's so sad. I wish this wasn't true. I don't think Jared Goff is the guy. Like, I think he's a great quarterback. He's not Kirk Cousins. He's above Kirk Cousins, but there's something about Jalen Hurts, and I'm going to mention this later. Something about him that's like a little crazy. So I'm going to go Eagles. I'll mention his craziness in a second. Then I got Buccaneers at the 49ers at Tampa Bay. I hope this happens just for my sake because Tampa, I'm sure it's the same way in Buffalo. Tampa's rocking when the Buccaneers are doing really well. It's really fun. There's like
Yeah.
a electricity, and how I go to work every day and leave work every day is passing the Buccaneer Stadium. So there's just an energy in the city. Um, I'm gonna go same thing. Brock Purdy. I don't believe in Brock Purdy. He was advancing the way he was advancing 2 years ago because that might have been the most talented team I've ever seen in my life. That core of 49ers players are a little older now.
Yep.
And Brock Purdy getting paid what he just got paid needs to be the guy. He doesn't have the same amount of weapons. Christian McCaffrey would have to go bonkers, but the Bucks linebackers are fast. I'll go Bucks there. So in the conference championship, I'd have the number one Eagles versus the number two Buccaneers. Which, if you are an Eagles or Bucks fan, you know that that's a big rivalry between the two of them. Um, Other people in the NFL wouldn't know that, but like Buccaneer fans hate Eagle fans because they played each other in the playoffs like 3 years in a row in the early 2000s. Um, Shout out Rondé Barber, pick six that sent them to the Super Bowl. Buccaneer.
Off Donovan McNabb. Was that McNabb years in for the Eagles?
So the Buccaneers and Eagles, they actually have a really heated rivalry. Um,
Okay.
so no one really knows about that
That'd
except
be fun.
Buccaneers fans.
It's a fun conference championship. I think both of them are. So I have the number five Bengals coming up to icy cold Buffalo in late January. Um, Bengals don't make the playoffs last year. Their defense is bad. I think they try to address it. The Bills finally get their monkey off their back with the Chiefs. They finally go into Kansas City and can beat them in a playoff game. I think the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. I have the Bengals knocking off the Bills. And I think that
Or Bills.
the Bills, and my girlfriend will beat my ass if she hears me say this because she's a big Bills fan. I think them getting that monkey off their back with the Chiefs is like winning the Super Bowl to them. And I think that's
Jets
what,
2010.
yeah,
They beat the
when
Patriots. It was
they
like
beat the Patriots. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to cost them. They're going to kind of be coming off that high. Joe Burrow comes into town, and I think that the Bengals are just a tough matchup for the Bills. I don't know why. I feel like in years past, whenever they've played, they just kind of have the Bills number. So I have the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, number five seed.
all right. I mean, it'd be cool. I'm smiling now. Okay, Eagles, Bucks. So Eagles have the advantage because they're home. It's a tough stadium to play. It's hostile. I don't think Baker's going to give a shit about that. Uh, Here's why I'm going to pick the Eagles to the Super Bowl. So that's my pick. I think the Eagles go back. Not only are they talented, they're young. Like you take away Lane Johnson, the whole team is young and in their prime. Um, I think this guy Jalen Hurts is. I think people are sleeping on him. I'm
He
gonna
gets
give
a lot of hate.
yeah, I think people are sleeping on him, and I'm gonna give you two examples of his insanity. And I remember watching. He's at Oklahoma, and because he wasn't playing over two at Alabama, so he goes to Oklahoma. After every win at Oklahoma, talk about Cam Ward earlier in the podcast of what you should be doing. Every win at Oklahoma, he would go and work out. Not just a light workout, like an intense, grueling workout. So they would win like 55 to 10, and then he would be going down and like screaming, doing squats. And I remember watching that being like, that's intense because most humans, after a win and they're 22 years old, they're going to go out.
They're gonna go to a club,
They're going
have
to
a
a club,
special
they're going to
night.
a frat house. They're like
Yeah.
gods, Matt Liner, they're going to go have a ball. Okay. The second thing that I'm observing from afar as a Giants fan was everyone got their Super Bowl rings. He didn't put his on. He refuses to wear it. That scares the shit out of me. He says he'll put them on at the end of his career. His job's not done yet. That's weird. That's not normal to not put on your. Are you looking it up?
No, I was just looking up where the next Super Bowl is. I was curious. Anyway, sorry.
Um, he scares the shit out of me. And it's like no one talks about him, or if they do, it's negative. And I think he's a really, really good quarterback
He is
in the
good.
sense that, and people make fun of him because he throws the ball away. Basically, he gets out of the pocket, and if his one or second read isn't there, he just simply throws the ball out of bounds. That's not a bad thing because he's
Yeah.
not forcing it. And his team is so talented. Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith,
Dallas Goddard.
Dallas Goddard. With this guy, Jalen Hurts, he knows he's so smart. He knows if he doesn't throw an interception, the Eagles are going to win the game versus anyone in the league. So he
Yeah.
knows he's going to roll Dallas Goddard, AJ Brown, Saquon in the flat. It's not there. I'm going to run. I'm going to throw it out of bounds and get it the next play. He scares me. He works out after wins in college, and he's not wearing his Super Bowl ring, which I've never seen before in my life. And I think he truly believes he should have beat the Chiefs the first time. I think that really bothered him. Um, so he thinks he thinks he's fucking Terry Bradshaw or something. He thinks he's an all-time great, and he might become one if he wins another Super Bowl. So Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Where are they playing?
Super Bowl 60. I can't believe it's already Super Bowl 60.
Wow.
They are going to Santa Clara, California to play at Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. Um, we have a good matchup here. We have the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles against the team that missed the playoffs last year with Joe Burrow as their quarterback.
Okay.
Um,
Who do you think wins?
if I had to pick, I'm going with the Eagles again.
Yep.
I think their roster is just too good. Saquon's going to probably run all over the Bengals. AJ Brown will score a touchdown. It's not going to be a blowout, but if that's the matchup, I will say that the Eagles will win 31-20. I think is a good prediction for that. Give me the Eagles, back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
I'll go, let's agree, 30. I'll go 31-24.
Okay.
So that's a 7 point win.
I have 31-20, you have 31-24.
Yeah, I think Burrow keeps it a game until late, and then Saquon, Burrow will just want the ball back one more time, and Saquon just keeps getting first downs, and then you just see Burrow just foaming at the mouth in the sidelines.
That
Just
his defense can't make a stop.
defense can't make a stop, and then Joe Burrow kind of becomes this Elway like type player. Like if he gets to two Super Bowls and loses two, not that they were blowouts, but Elway lost his first three Super Bowls and then won his final two. So Okay, Eagles. Eagles are Super Bowl champions. The only other thing I would have said for you, I like now that you've said it, I like the Bengals too. I love Burrow. I thought the Ravens were going to get there. Would you have wanted someone else in there besides the Eagles?
No, I think the Eagles are the right choice.
Yeah,
I think they're just like a step ahead of the rest of the NFC.
yeah,
49ers were probably the only other team that maybe can compete with them roster-wise, but they're aging. And I think their age is going to keep showing each year from last year forward. Um, Bucks are a good pick I think they're kind of a sleeper to go to the NFC Championship game, so I like that. Um, and I mostly agreed with your playoff picks, honestly, for all the teams that make it and the teams that advance. So I think we both did a pretty good job. I mean, the AFC is kind of straightforward. Like I feel like it's those same four teams mostly that are gonna be competing for it.
yeah. And the AFC, the only besides the big four, if Rodgers is like totally healthy, or
I just don't trust the Steelers to
no, me
actually.
either. I'm just trying to make believe teams. Houston gets a home game, and somehow I'm just making it up.
A team
Houston
has to
home,
go. A team has to go to Denver, but like Denver's not gonna win the AFC West is the only problem.
maybe Denver. Like who could they potentially beat? Maybe Denver shocks the Ravens because Sean Payton's nuts.
They just shut down Lamar. Like they just trap him in the pocket the whole game.
Like the Chargers go into Buffalo and run the ball 45 times. It's football. You never know, but
No.
yeah, but okay. All right. NFL predictions. We'll probably next time we'll do this is right before the playoffs. We'll do a playoff prediction with the teams actually made it, and we'll look back and see if we were right or wrong.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna copy and paste my predictions into the
yeah.
spreadsheet
Yep. Because I was
this
going to ask
week.
you to do that.
Yep, it's right on the bottom.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Terribly tough schedule. I like your note. Um, love it. All right. That's it. That's the pod. This is episode 16, by the way. I
I
got
feel like
rid
we've
of,
done it more than that, honestly. But
we haven't. So I got